Are we there? Are we not? Hello, hello. I just got a message saying I'm late, but we're not late. Should we do sound check first? Can you guys hear me? Can I get some thumbs up if you can hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Sound check, sound check. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Sounds good. Okay. We're waiting on Ausap. Again, let's do this. It's Passport to Freedom with Harley Davidson and Ausap Chaco. It is the second one we're doing, and I didn't draw it. My daughter did, but yeah. We're going to get Ausap on, and do we know who Ausap Chaco is? Before he comes on, let's maybe have to say nice things about him. He is... Oh, there he is. He's going to just say nice things about himself. Saved by the Bell. I don't have to say nice things about him. He can talk about himself. So let's get him without ado. Mr. Ausap Chaco. Come on. Mr. Ausap Chaco. Saved by the Bell. I was going to say nice things about you, but...
I know, I heard.
I know.
Thanks,
it's
man.
not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Why you stop that?
You said I'm here. Now, I'll let you do it all. Okay. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Ausap Chaco. That's it, no? What else do you say?
You ride motorcycles, yeah.
I ride motorcycles, yeah. And I draw water from the well for my mom these days of quarantine.
That's the question we're going to get to. Don't worry. You think
Okay.
we don't know what you've been up to. Okay,
I
so
have a halo.
You have a halo. We both have halos. How about that?
Yeah.
Said no one ever. Okay,
no one.
so since I know you really well, some of these questions I already know answers to, but I think a lot of people really want to know, right?
Okay. Should I be scared?
You should always be scared.
Uh,
No, mostly they're gonna be motorcycling related. So let's talk
Even that's scary,
motorcycles.
dude.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, at least you know the answer is gonna come like that,
Yep.
right? So
Yeah.
okay, so last time we spoke to Vijay, right? And Vijay said his inspiration for motorcycles really came from when he was young, and his dad put him on a motorcycle. And we know that even I started really young because of dad, and a lot of us start from there. But I know you didn't start there. Where did motorcycles really kick in from?
Yeah, the earliest thing I ever did on a motorcycle was accidentally pop a wheelie, and it was a brand new TVS Max 100R that my cousin had bought, and he didn't know how to ride it, so he managed to get the showroom guy to show him how to use the clutch, and he rode it straight to my house. And I knew how to drive the car, yes, the clutch, so I figured out this clutch immediately. He's like, dude, this is awesome, you can ride, so why don't you ride us to the shopping center? So I rode all the way there, brand new bike, not registered. And it started raining, so we got to this shopping center, and we waited for a long time. It didn't stop, so we like, forget it. Let's just go. Yeah. Got on the bike, and I gave it full throttle and dumped the clutch, and the bike went up on one wheel. He fell off the back. I ran alongside the bike for some time with my hand on the throttle, and then I let go. I fell, and the bike went and hit a lamppost and fell, and the whole shopping center started clapping. And yeah. But yeah, so after that, I just love that feeling of being on the bike and actually using. I'd ridden kinetic Hondas before, but that Max 100R with the gears, 2-stroke, it blew my mind.
But how long ago was that? That was way before you moved to Bombay.
I think it's way before I got my license also. Oops.
Yeah, well, okay, fine.
Yeah.
we all make stupid mistakes.
Yeah, I know.
So you never had a motorcycle when you were young? You never
No,
had
I never had. I mean, my dad promised me a kinetic Honda if I got 90%, which I did. And he knew that I wouldn't, so that's why he's pretty kicked about it.
Well, I have one of those stories too, and eventually I had to beg to get mine. But it's all about you, so we're going to talk about you. Okay, so then when did we start talking motorcycles?
So then I moved to Autocar Bombay, yeah. and I desperately wanted a bike, but I still couldn't afford it. And
Yeah.
when I finally started working for Autocar, and I had some steady income coming in, I was like, I asked Royal Enfield if they could, if they made. I was riding a bike of theirs actually. It was really loud. It was a Thunderbird. I loved it, and I called Sachin and I said, "Dude, I'm not giving you the bike back."
Yeah.
So then that's how I bought it. I bought it for $25,000. I had to take a loan in those days to pay that 25,000 off. And when the bank called my dad to do their checks and all that.
Verification. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the afternoon. My dad is sleeping, and he's like, the bank called and said, "Sir, your son is taking a bike loan." And my dad's like, "I don't have a son." So
No, that son's sitting right here next to me. Yeah.
yeah, so I got canned and I called him and said, "Appa, what is this?" And he said, "Okay, fine, tell them to call me back." So whatever, it took much longer.
Well, he tried. He's been trying
Yeah.
ever since. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there was a motorcycle before the one you bought too, right? There was a motorcycle in Autocar, as far as I remember, way before I knew you. But there was a motorcycle in Autocar, was there?
There was
Which started you off.
there was a Royal Enfield Electra, but actually the guy who started me off on Enfields for the Bullet actually was a friend of mine called PJ. I was staying with him when I started working at Autocar. I was his flatmate, and he had an Electra. And he actually got me hooked onto a big engine.
Big engine, yeah.
Big engine,
singles,
yeah.
big singles.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning, yeah. There was so Autocar. That was your. So since we've got to Autocar, we should talk about it.
Yeah, why not?
A lot of people want to know how you Ausap Chaco becomes Ausap Chaco, and the story really starts at Autocar, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, what did I do? Yeah, I didn't know what to do.
How did you get Autocar? How was that? How's that story? How did let's hear the true long version of how you got to Autocar.
Long version. Well,
not more than the three words that you say otherwise.
Oh yeah, okay. So basically, after college, I had to use this degree at bad marks, as terrible at studying as we all are. So I think that's why we get along, man.
Oh well,
but anyway,
maybe one of the reasons. Yeah.
One of the reasons, yeah. Okay. So anyway, after that, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to get, and I read this thing in I think the Midday it was, or Bombay Times. It was a story, an interview with Hormaz, and he said he wasn't good at studies. And I remember thinking, hey, I don't think he's going to ask me for my marks, so I should ask him for a job. So I went to Autocar, cold call basically, and I sat outside his office for I think 3 months till he finally gave me the job to get me out of his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I started doing all kinds of, the normal stuff. I was helping with their drag runs and doing the back of the book and all of that, the usual. Yeah. And then slowly started driving. I'll never forget my first scratch on a car.
Which was?
It was a Maruti S-Team, and I got hell from Hormaz for it. Like, I couldn't believe. I was like telling him, it's that big Hormaz, and he's like, I don't care, you're not going to damage cars.
Yeah. But was that your first car that you got to drive?
No, I used to drive my mom taught me how to drive.
No, at work. Yeah, well, that's another thing. That's another thing we haven't covered. My mom taught me how to drive too, but in a Maruti 800, only to go to the market to buy eggs and come back. So she didn't have to go.
Yeah.
But what is the first car that you did? I'm sure you remember. A full-blown test.
It was a yellow WagonR.
Ooh, sweet.
But it was cool. It was cool.
You'll never forget your first yellow WagonR.
It was yellow and it had air conditioning. My Maruti 800 didn't at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So it took you a while to drive really awesome things and ride already awesome things, right?
Yeah.
It happened a couple of years into it, or?
Basically, I'd never written anything before Autocar.
Yeah.
So it took a long time for me to learn how to write. To that standard.
Yeah.
Lot of help from Shapur. He
Yeah.
had undying faith in me.
Well,
Shapur is the assistant, deputy editor at Autocar.
yeah.
Shapur, Ajit, all of them, Hormaz, all of them helped me a lot, with the writing. And yeah, slowly this thing. But the important thing was, I think, more than that, it was about not damaging cars, being careful and being a little responsible
That's why I said a
to
couple of
one
years.
place.
That's a couple of years, right?
Yeah. So yeah, like that, man. It was.
Do you do you remember the first motorcycle you rode? Other than the big, I remember when by the time I joined Autocar, I remember a trip you did behind someone's Blackbird pillion.
Yeah, Parvez.
And,
Ideal
yeah, and you
Cafe is owner.
and you came back and you like drove us nuts talking about it.
Man, it was the
There, see,
same, man.
Horvath just said, "Bang a car in your toast."
Oh no, I was.
Busted. Now you can't talk about the other ones.
Oh no. No, of course I can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so the Blackbird, yeah, it was Parvez, the owner of Ideal Cafe. He was sort of
yeah,
living near me then, and we actually became friends with him because my friend Kuruvilla wanted he got a 10,000 rupee bonus in those days, and he wanted to buy a phone. And I said, "Don't do that, dude. We'll get a Java ESD for it." So we literally stopped everyone on Marine Drive while
yeah,
someone was driving a Java, and we stopped everyone we saw, and Parvez we cut off in a Scorpio to stop him and asked him if he's selling his Java. He said no, but I have a friend, and
yeah,
that's how we met him. And one day he said, "I'm going for a ride on my Blackbird, so why don't you come along?" So I said, "Yeah, sure," and
yeah.
helmet and shirt and all that. He did 200, man, and I shat my load. First time I ever went 200 on a bike.
With with like a shitty little helmet on you, right?
Shitty little helmet, and I think I've never hugged a man that tight,
Yeah.
Ah!
Well, you came back singing Blackbird for the longest time. I remember. I remember you singing
Yeah,
Blackbird,
it was
and
incredible. And you know what the coolest thing about him was? I asked him like how he came up on the Blackbird, and he said, my wife wanted a car, so I bought her a Wagoner, and I bought myself a Blackbird.
because he read your yellow Wagoner story.
I don't know.
So, but then after that was all motorcycles as far as I remember. By the time I reached Autocar, you had your pink, your red Thunderbird,
Pink, yeah.
and and you did a lot of riding. Actually, we did a lot of riding too, yeah. As far as I remember.
I know. Remember the first ride to Lonavala with Amrita, with the T-shirt you were wearing. That one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But look at you in like shorts and like chappals
Dude,
and I
those
just
shorts
realized
had armor.
I'm wearing a Harley Davidson jacket. My
I
first two
know.
jackets are Harley
I
Davidson.
noticed. I noticed
Yeah.
later after I posted it yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
the
didn't
shorts
remember.
because it was raining, man, it would dry quickly.
Yeah, I remember. But I wasn't wearing Crocs, but were you?
No, I was wearing leather sandals, I think, or was it Reebok floaters or something? I don't know.
You've come a long way since then, no?
Yeah, man. A couple of crashes later, I think.
Well,
sense got knocked in.
you had one before that as well as I remember. Before
Yeah,
I met you.
but I was I didn't know where to get gear from. Those days it was difficult, no? Like you had to do a lot of.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
I remember my first jacket Harsh gave me was that Cortec jacket,
Yeah.
which I still have somewhere.
Oh, I haven't seen you in it, but yeah, I agree with you. That jacket was my first jacket, and it's a jacket I asked my cousin to get me,
Yeah.
and there wasn't I couldn't find any gear here, and it's you had to do with what you had, right? I
Yeah,
agree.
exactly. Yeah. The
So your
helmet
shorts
was
were
like
armor plated.
my shorts are armor plated. Yeah. 3 layers of underwear.
Yeah, not helmet. But yeah, the helmet. I had the same helmet as you did. I did a story on it just a few days ago, and it's the same helmet that you have as well.
Yeah.
The AGV. It was
The
the
AGV,
coolest
yeah.
helmet.
The MPA made AGV.
I still have mine in the other room. I think
Oh, yeah?
I grow some plants in it. Yeah.
I think, yeah, I don't know what I did with mine. I think I left it in Bombay.
It's probably still at Autocar's old office.
Yeah.
So yeah, so let's go back to motorcycles. I don't know if Hormaz is still here, and we should still talk about how late nights at Autocar closing issue. Because when I was doing the art and you were putting in the words in, we
That was
leave
your
really
fault,
late.
man. That was your fault.
Right. I have videos to prove it. I remember us or someone riding motorcycles through the office and out the front door, in through the back door and out the front door. And I think we got
The,
one
the,
with Joy as well.
the poor midday people, they used to go nuts because they'd be like going home at 3 in the morning, walking out of office, and they'd be pram, we're going by, and like pram.
But hey, we were going home at 3 as well. I mean, like,
Yeah,
for us too, right?
yeah, we were happy doing it.
We were waiting for them to close the gate so we could do it. So we could
Yeah,
ride through the building.
yeah.
But we never took one up in the lift and we never jumped them off stairs.
No, we did take one up in the lift.
And I was just and we
Oh,
never
sorry,
jumped stairs with them.
no, we didn't jump stairs with them. No.
Yeah, no. But I think I have some videos hidden away somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, those are crazy days, man. Those are fun. No?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
quite. I actually remember you doing a lot of riding on that motorcycle because I remember you used to go home on Christmas for your weekend. Yeah, your weekend of Christmas off. And the first time you rode your motorcycle there, your dad was like, "He's not coming back home."
Yeah. No, that was when what did I do? Yeah, I'd taken the coastal road, no, and gone down.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
more than that, I think the first time I once sent it to Chennai to get it fixed, and I rode it back by
yeah.
myself. Yeah, it was another crazy ride because it rained the whole way, and I went through some really dirty roads. So I was following a lot of trucks, so the front of me was red mud, and the back was clean.
In your
So
shorts.
I got to Mangalore. No, I actually had pants then. Did I? No, I had jeans. Sorry, yeah. But I had a
Well,
jacket.
not bad.
I
Yeah,
had a
okay,
jacket.
yeah.
It's better improvement.
Getting there.
Yeah, so they wouldn't let me stay in any of the hotels in Mangalore because they just looked at me and said, "Sorry, we're full." And I look at the parking lot and there'd be not one car there. They'd be like, "Sorry, sir, we're full. We've all booked tonight."
Oh no, it's happened to me too. It's happened to
Yeah,
me in a little village in Kerala. It happened to me. They were like, "No, you got to leave. You're too dirty."
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I've got a list of questions now. Where do we go from here? So then motorcycling. You autocar was what 10 years,
Autocar was 10 years.
and then you decided that Bombay had lost its charm and you needed to move to Pune,
Yeah,
and you moved and you
pretty
did some more
much, man.
motorcycling there.
I did. That's where the Tiger came in Pune.
No, it came much later. No,
No,
what are you
at
talking about?
Evo, I had a long-term Tiger.
Well,
Bertie
yeah,
owns
okay.
it now. Yeah,
Yeah,
Bertie owns that.
yeah. So and
And
then from there.
yeah, so no, before that I had the Ambi's Black Funduro, the
Oh yeah, so
SF50. Remember
that was
that?
the first Harley I rode. Remember, I got they sent me a Harley. What is it?
Yeah,
Road King, and I said I'd meet you at Lonavala, and
Lonavla.
I rode up to
Yeah,
Lonavala on a hot afternoon, and you met me there, and we rode back into town and in traffic, and I remember being at like outside in BKC close to Joy's house, and both our bikes are like loud and hot,
yeah,
and like,
yeah,
we're not going anywhere, and we were just like, God damn it, whose idea was this? Took us like 6 hours to come back into town.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good motorcycle.
that was a good motorcycle. That was a really good motorcycle. But again, I guess I kind of used it a lot, and getting wear and tear parts for it became a
Abused
big
it,
problem.
yeah,
Abused
abused
it.
it quite a bit.
I
Yeah,
crashed it also. Shit. I'll never
yeah.
live it down. Yeah, that. Then I had Defiance Ducati in Pune for some time,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
Monster,
okay, yeah.
and then the Tiger came, and yeah, that's pretty
No,
much. And then this,
then you decided you didn't want to write anymore and became a diver.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean we're going like stages to like getting to where you are. Yeah,
yeah, man, yeah, okay.
yeah. So what the hell are you doing on an island with no motorcycles?
I had a cycle.
Like I was saying, what were you doing on an island with no motorcycles?
Actually, I didn't have a cycle. I used to rent a Kinetic, not a Kinetic. What is that? Activa. Once
Huh.
in a while, but yeah, I decided to go off it, man. I used to, yeah, hitch rides, walk.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure.
did.
Yeah.
I did. I lost a lot of
So
weight.
then you came back and you decided you want to do motorcycles and now you're back home in Kerala riding motorcycles. And you've
Now I'm
started a
back home.
school as far as I understand. I mean I
Yeah,
know as I understand very well, but you
we've
started a
been.
school
I've been trying to get you down for I don't know how long, but I don't know when that'll happen.
10 years.
10 years, pretty much.
10 years, but every time you do call, which is almost all the time in the last few years, I've gone riding motorcycle somewhere else. So I have a good
Yeah,
excuse this time.
I know.
Yeah. Hopefully, after this.
It's called the School of Dirt. What the school you're talking about?
Yeah.
We had lots of plans for this year, which the coronavirus kind of shot down. Like,
Yeah. Hey,
and
all of us. Like, I mean, like that's why we're talking to you over the phone, right?
pretty much.
Honest, yeah.
Yeah. So we had a lot of plans. We was going to start a school of drifts, like how to power slide your bike. We were planning on getting our own bikes, the KTM 390 Adventures. But all of that is now put on hold till we can figure things out. So let's see.
Yeah. So well, soon enough, though, I'm guessing. Hopefully, soon enough.
We hope.
Right? Yeah. So I know a couple of things that I'm going to catch on. You've ridden a V-Rod. Very few of us have. I've ridden a V-Rod. I rode Maraz V-Rod in Goa on a bumpy road, and I was just like...
Maraz let you ride a V-Rod?
Yeah.
Insane.
Okay.
No, sorry, she will tell you it's a night rod, sorry.
Oh, a night rod, sorry. So I'm okay, fine, V-Rod family, right? Let me ride her night rod. And I was just like, oh my God, what is this motorcycle? Especially these potholes, and she's ridden all over the world. But we'll get to her later. And we'll have to ask her how the hell she did it. But you rode a V-Rod, and I remember you get back in Autocar, and you wouldn't stop talking about it. What was it like riding the V-Rod, dude?
Crazy, man. That bike, I couldn't believe it had a tire that size in the back. Like the first time I'd ever seen a tire that size.
I remember you were just like, tire!
Yeah, and it was to bring all the bikes into Bombay. So they called all of us, a lot of guys who rode, and we all went out and rode the bikes.
Motorcycles. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got the V-Rod because somebody told me I looked the most professional. I was wearing Joy's Joe Rocket jacket, a pair of jeans, gloves, and a Vega helmet, I think. Yeah. So
that's professional.
I was the most professional looking guy there. So they said you get to ride the V-Rod. So like, okay, done. But like crazy talk. I was a little scared of it. It used to break traction on Bombay's concrete roads.
Which everything does. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like quite a big, talky motorcycle that didn't want to turn very easily. So I was very careful with it. Yeah. But brought it in.
Well, it was one of the first few big motorcycles like that you'd ridden into the city.
Yeah. The second big motorcycle I rode was the Multistrada. The Helmet Stories ride in Paki.
Yeah. Which we should have understood your tire woes start there because they started there. Which is a whole different tire story. So we won't tire everyone else with it. Yeah. But last year when we rode down from Delhi, you, I thought would like one Harley, and it turned out I thought you'd really like that one, and it turned out Ausap Chaco really liked that one, and fought us for days to ride it. I don't think I rode the road glide at all on that trip because you were just like, this is mine.
It was so cool, man. I actually got blown away by the street glide, right? Road glide. I actually got blown away by this bike because I love that engine. I love the feel that it had.
You love the music system and
it was the first music system, man. That the first bike I had ridden with a music system, and I couldn't believe it used to play music clearly at 100 kilometers an hour. You know?
With bass. Yeah.
Man, look at me. I'm ADV riding gear on a Harley.
Yeah, you rode.
Dumbass.
But this is what I thought you'd really like. But you did. But I think, hey, we made you go off-roading too. I got drone shots of you off-roading as well.
This is somewhere off Jaipur, no? Wasn't it?
Somewhere between Jaipur and Ajmer somewhere. Yeah, but I was quite surprised that is the motorcycle that really appealed to you. Because the other ones, the bobs were sliding and doing all that, and this one was hardly the one that I figured you'd be like.
Yeah, but I just loved it, and I don't know, like it just felt really cool riding it.
You got to get Vijay to ask you to ride the new one. The new one I rode this year was
Vijay, are you listening?
Really nice. Send one over now. I'm on my way.
Yeah.
But that was a cool ride. I mean, like the four of us said, that's really what these motorcycles are meant for. I mean, like I live off the highway 5 days, cross country. We just rode and like slept in the evening. Couple of beers.
Couple of beers.
and a couple of beers, wake up in the morning, get back on the motorcycle, ride. And we had some really long, hard days, which they were really cool.
Yup, man. It was. I didn't expect it to be so much fun, to be honest. And then a massive party at the end.
It seemed like it would just be like, I mean, I think the problem is you've done the road a couple of times, and I've done them on a smaller CC motorcycle. I've done them on 500 cc's, and the same road took forever. Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
I know. On these, they just chew up, no? Like you're riding and you look down, you've done 100 kilometers, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, no? I mean, like it's like suddenly your issues are different. I mean, you can ride longer, and like your ass doesn't hurt as much, and maybe like the road from what is it, Udaipur to Bombay? No, we didn't do Bombay. We did just before Bombay. Was a really long day, and there was like a lot of traffic, and that was a really fun day though.
Udaipur, Diu, no? That was
Diu.
long.
Yeah. So it was that was fun. We must do it again.
Man, it was. You know what is cool? It was the first time I'd actually ridden in a group. Like just 4 Harleys on the road. On a highway like that. It was just, you know those ads you see in the Harley ads?
Yeah. Well, I have a photograph of all of us in the sunset. I mean, I've got a picture of you like with the sunset and all that. But I mean, I have one of all of us in the sunset going through traffic. And you're right. It just felt like, the Harley life, I guess, right? We've been touting it for years. That was crazy. But what else do we have for you? I want 2 more people. You can think about it, but 2 more people who you'd like to see here.
Whoa. You should have warned me. Okay.
I've not warned. Wait, disclaimer. I've not warned about any of these bloody questions. Warned you. Yeah, like. Dear Ausap, I'm going to ask you these questions. Who the hell do you think you are?
Whoa. I mean, really? Okay, 2 more people. Okay, let me think about it. But
think about it. But you tell me, we're going to ask you, see, everybody's become a professional baker, cook. I know how well you cook and what your skills in the kitchen are. But what is the one thing that you have learned during this lockdown other than boiling water? Give us the recipe.
How to water plants without ruining the roots.
For someone who's a planter and like who that would be sitting in your parents' plantation would be something you should have grown up knowing.
Oh no. Yeah, well, I wasn't here most of my life, man. So
I said that's why I said in the quarantine. I said in the quarantine.
I'm coming back and learning.
We'll talk to you at the end of the quarantine. Obviously, we'll pick up on what you learned.
Okay.
Okay, since you are now you're a teacher from a school. Tell us what we can be doing at home while we're sitting here to brush up our riding skills. And I mean, like adventure. I know you're doing. We all know you're doing a lot of adventure. So. How do we brush up some of those adventures?
Your riding skills. You need a little bit of space. Balancing, slow speed riding. Yeah, that's where the big ADVs are difficult. But you can practice on any bike. Slow speed riding gives you a lot of comfort. If you have stones, place them about, depending on the size of your bike also, place them about 6-7 feet apart and do a slalom at the slowest possible speed you can. At the fastest possible speed you can.
Right.
Yeah.
Fastest possible.
The tightest handle lock turn. You can practice that easily. Yeah, a lot of guys doing that. You can drop your bike and practice lifting it because that's
absolutely.
What else can you do? Start it and rev it. I do that.
Started and rev it. You want to go back to how you started and how do you start a cold motorcycle and rev it? Maybe you would before you have people like also see I am doing what you asked me to do.
Oh yeah, correct. You warm it up, please. Let the oil.
So let's start from the beginning. And so how do we start and rev a motorcycle, Ausap Chaco?
How do you start and rev a motorcycle?
A cold engine.
If it's a cold engine, it's been sitting for some time, and if you got a kickstart it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Kickstart it. Let it idle for 5-10 minutes, so the oil is everywhere and it's reasonably warm. Don't rev it to its red line because all engines, when they don't have any load, which is in gear and pulling, it does damage to the engine by free revving it. So rev it a little bit. I mean, I rev to about 3,000, 4,000 RPM. The
Yeah.
Tiger goes to 10,000. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I like the sound. I rev it till my dad comes and tell me, please shut it off.
Yeah, we know. We heard. I've heard what your pink Enfield used to sound like. So
Yeah.
that was also all sound and no go. It was all
Oh,
like,
no.
yeah, it was all Patrang.
Please, it
Oh,
was fast, man.
I remember. I have a question that I think everybody should needs to hear about. It's about last year you you fell off your motorcycle. You and I know that if you ride motorcycles, we're going to fall and we're going to hurt ourselves, or we're going to. It's bound to happen. You ride
It's
motorcycles, you're going to
inevitable.
fall. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
inevitable, right?
Yeah.
But you got right back up and you were riding motorcycle. I mean, quite soon. Why? I mean, let's talk about helmets and gear and your jacket.
Yeah, man. It was. I crashed. Like it was a random crash. I
Like they
was
all
coming
are.
back.
Yeah,
I was coming back from Pondicherry,
yeah,
and I was on this broad highway. It was a 2-lane highway, but it was broad, and it had shoulders and all that.
yeah.
And a bus went by the other direction, and this dog ran out from behind the bus. So I literally saw the dog when it was under my front wheel.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
hit him at 120, I think, and got
yeah,
launched over the bars. And at 120, it takes forever. You think it takes forever to slow down because, like, you think you're slowing down and then you start tumbling somewhere.
yeah,
I had time to look back to see if I was still flying. If there's a car coming to run over me, I had time to look ahead to see if I'm flying in my lane. It was all like slow motion. When I
yeah,
landed, rolled about 100 meters, scraped along the road, everything. I got some pictures. Can I show you?
yeah. Of
Yeah.
you? Oh, yeah,
No,
of course.
of my gear.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah,
So that's my knee. That would have been my knee if I hadn't worn my pants.
yeah, yeah.
It's gone through
If
3
you had
layers.
worn your pants. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the helmet. It doesn't look that
Yeah,
bad here, but down there,
yeah, yeah,
down there is a bit of damage.
yeah.
My gloves, my knuckles, all
Ouch.
this thing.
Yeah,
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 that's my jacket sleeve. Great jacket, the Navigator.
yeah,
Superb. I was so upset that I ruined it. But
yeah.
all of this. That's my boot. This bit is flat. It's like city boots that went scraping along for 100 meters.
So
That's the
oh
bike.
damn, yeah. The bike was
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
so you broke your shoulder or something. You broke your shoulder.
I dislocated my shoulder, but that
But
was
you had
it.
no scrape, you had no burns, and you had
I had one bit of road rash here because my glove separated from the jacket.
yeah, yeah,
But I literally, like, when I stopped tumbling, I moved my arms, my head, my legs, everything was fine.
yeah,
So I got up slowly, but
fine,
I
yeah.
jumped up because I was worried about the bike, and I went running to the bike.
Of course.
To start. Yeah, and but yeah, that was all the gear really saved me. Like, it would have been terrible without the gear. I dislocated my shoulder because when I landed, I must have hit this hard end. But that was it. Yeah, that was the only.
So we've gone from riding in chappals to riding in gear. Now what a story. When we make the film, we'll know where to start from.
Where to start from?
Yeah, you're riding in your chappals around Bombay. That's where we start from.
Oh man, yeah. No, I've been through one of those also where one night we were riding on Marine Drive on my Electra.
Yeah.
I had I don't know why, but I was in my boxers, and I just bought a Vega helmet. And me and my friend PJ Thomas, we're going back from Badimia back home.
Yeah.
And we were riding down Marine Drive, and this guy on an RX 100 pulled a U-turn in front of us without looking.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to ride down the wrong side and cut across the divider.
Sounds like fun.
So my horn wasn't working, Electra.
I mean, yeah. Electrical.
So he did half the U-turn and he saw us coming down at him at 80 kilometers an hour, something. We T-boned him.
Yeah.
So his bike was bent like this. The Electra bent its handlebar and broke the headlight. And both of us went flying off the bike and scraped down Marine Drive. So my knees and my elbows.
Bombay is in your DNA, yeah.
Yeah, it was insane, man. Like the pain the next day. it took forever to heal because it's a joint, right? So every time you
Yeah.
sit down, it opens up again. When you stand up, it closes again. So
Yeah.
it's always like, it just hurt like hell. So yeah. From then on, I guess, yeah. The minute I could afford a jacket and pants, I started wearing it.
Yeah, well, we've all had them, I guess. We've all had our moments of, well, scraping down Bombay's roads. I've had one. You picked me up and taken me back to office. So I mean, like,
Oh yeah,
you're
that
not the
was
you're not the only, you're not the only
where
one.
Ajit sent Joy and me to pick you up.
From where I crashed outside
For the
hospital.
record, guys, Veer is 6'5", 2, what?
What?
And I am 5'7", and Joy is 5 feet. So we went and got under his shoulder to pick him up off the bench, and he's standing on one
You were
leg.
the worst crutches in the world. Like,
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it was out. I think the best part about that story was that you took me to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "Yeah, I was walking on the street and I saw you fall, and I just walked into the hospital
Yeah,
and I
into
waited
the
for you to
hospital.
come up."
Yeah.
I mean, like, thanks.
Thanks.
And you know what? After you posted that picture yesterday, I went up onto Facebook to see something, and Facebook told me that happened 2 days ago, 13 years ago.
Serious? 2 days
Yeah,
ago, huh?
it was like 2007, I guess. That's first year I was in Bombay and
That
in
is
autocar
insane,
and
man.
autocar. It happened like it's we shall celebrate when we get out of this and laugh about that a little more.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's quite crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, give
Good
us
one.
your 2 names. Give us your 2 names.
Oh, 2 names. Maral, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah? She's done a round
Definitely.
the world ride on a bike. She has
Yeah.
some awesome stories. I'd
Why
love to see.
just on her night rod? Like, I mean, the shit she's done on a night rod only
Yeah,
deserves.
going
I
to
think
Bhutan and off-roading on it, yeah?
I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know like how that she rode that motorcycle and with luggage and well, like crazy.
And Harsh,
Harsh, of course, yeah,
his bikes.
yeah,
Bikes.
his bikes, yeah. No, there's stories that he doesn't talk about. There's the story of when he went up to Ladakh to shoot back in God knows, taking his age in 1940 something, or more like the 70s and in the 80s, and those are great stories to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I don't know them either. So I mean, it'll be like, hey, shit, you know,
Yeah.
that'll be sweet. Okay, we're gonna pen them in and see if we have enough time. If this quarantine lasts long enough to put everyone.
Yeah.
Also, where are we taking these bikes now that Vijay is sending them to us?
Where are we taking them? Let's
Yeah.
go to the Road of Bones.
No, yeah, we're not crossing. We're not gonna be crossing any borders, dude.
Oh no. Okay. Where do we go
Remember
anymore?
that you just because your district opened up, you can't even go to the next district. Like let's think that they've opened India up and they've let us ride. And where are we going with these motorcycles now that Vijay is sending them to us?
You know what I'd really like to do? You know
Yeah.
that the little round of cuts at night.
Yeah,
Yeah, when it's dry.
very nice. Well,
It's
yeah, I mean,
insane.
try picking up one of these motorcycles if you dig it in. Yeah, so you
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
in.
No.
Yeah.
That time Harsh and I went with on the bullets on the classics.
Yeah.
I was the sweep rider, and I remember this moment. We're riding 80. We'd ride 80 kilometers across the small run.
Yeah.
The little run, and I was a sweep rider, and I could just see 8 or 10 tail lamps in front of me, and I looked back, and it was just a wide open space with the moonlight shining down. It just blew my mind. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I
you
want
guys
to- I
you
want to
guys
do that.
you stayed out on the run, didn't you, that night? Did you spend the
That
night
night,
on
yeah,
it?
those days you could do it. I don't think they let you do it
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah,
Well,
but
quietly.
yeah, we stayed out at night. We put our tents on the ground. I mean, sleeping bags on the ground next to the bikes and slept there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the next day, somebody said there are wolves there or something. I don't know, foxes. I don't know what. But yeah,
Yeah, okay.
we didn't care.
When you're oblivious, you're oblivious, right?
What you don't know can't hurt you, know.
Absolutely. It's the motto of our life.
Yeah.
I think you need to answer a question that you brought up yesterday. Who did Ladakh first? So go ahead.
Oh, those. I'm surprised no one's asked her. Okay.
Someone just
So
said you said Kashmir. So
Kashmir.
someone just did say Ladakh. So I'm just going to say I would let you take it and go tell them.
It was me.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
It was.
Mountain Man here went 3 years after I went.
Because I was in Kerala, I was like checking out Kerala.
You're Kerala.
Yeah, no. Which is a lot. I did a lot of South India when I was in autograph. Funny enough.
Yeah, but that was a pretty cool trip you did, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was.
I remember. Yeah, I went first in 2005. Yeah,
Yeah.
and after that, yeah.
Yeah,
Kashmir. I was going to say who went first to the Himalayas, but that you would have anyway. You'd have gone to Shimla.
that like living in Chandigarh is like what,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
4 steps later you're there. Yeah, but yeah, the Himalayas wouldn't have. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll have to
Dhaval is
talk.
saying, please come again, Veer.
I got to come. I got to first show up in Kerala when
Yeah,
Ausuf
please
is
come
around.
again, Veer. I know, man. How long
13
we've been
years, yeah.
asking
It's the 13-year age.
you.
Soon. I think now definitely.
Yeah,
You're going to have to teach us how to ride. So,
come on. Let's do this shit.
yeah, done. Done. So I'm going to let you go. I think we've taken far more time and bored people.
It started raining, so the lights are going to go off also.
Oh, and then your phone will heat up and it'll die. So that's not bad. See, we fix the sound issues. If it's raining, we couldn't even tell. I mean, it still seems like there's sun shining over your head or your halo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'd like to take the bike to Bhutan. Go back to it. These bikes in Bhutan would be unbelievable because you
Awesome,
got
actually, no?
up to Paro and like just follow the that'd be
What
nice.
about that? What about that? Oh, I don't know, man. Tibet. That road.
We can't say the Tibet, China.
I
Yeah,
know.
man. Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
of it as I
absolutely.
said it, but
No,
that
Tibet
road
would
is
be just
insane.
getting, yeah, would be lovely. And like, these would be great, for that. I mean, like, imagine I need to do Tibet anyway.
Riding at 14,000 feet on the plateau, on the Tibetan plateau. Man.
With your music blaring.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not taking the heritage with me because I need at least, I'm going to need at least a jack and stuff like that. So we'll have to figure out which motorcycle we're taking where. So.
You need a jack. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because of those lovely rare wheels, you definitely need. Yeah, I mean you got to. Yeah, absolutely. So awesome, Chaco. Thanks for talking to
I
me.
shall see you when I see you.
Sooner, hopefully, than later. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You gotta get that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Some.
All right.
Laters. Yeah.
Later, man.
Have fun.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Log out now. Log out. Go. Be gone.
Where's the button?
It's a screen, dude. Oh, I will just unceremoniously bye.
Bye.
Remove Chaco. I've been trying my whole life.
Remove.
Yeah, remove has been removed. And that brings us back to that brings us to the end. Tell us what you thought. If you have any more questions for Chaco or Ausuf Chaco, ask him, ask us, we'll get to him and maybe get back to you. I've seen some questions here, but I think we answered some of them and we may not have answered the others. So if you want answers to them, write to the Harley Davidson page, write to Ausuf Chaco's page, or write to me if you want. But I guess best is to write to Ausuf Chaco. Thank you very much. This is the end of episode 2. We will be back. Hey, in 2 days, I think, or was it 3 days, with another person to speak to from the motorcycling family and more tomorrow. Ciao.